Hello, everybody. It's Foodie here. How are y'all doing on this beautiful day? I wanted to give a quick update on how things are going on my new Mounjaro journey. This is the last week of June of 2025, and I just recently took my fourth shot. The first 3 weeks were pretty uneventful. Didn't have really bad side effects. Nothing really happened that I would say was a game changer or anything like that. In fact, the only things that happened was I did lose some weight. I lost 8.6 pounds in this 3 weeks. Also, my blood sugar went down to 96, which is huge. And the reason that I'm on Mounjaro in the first place is because of my diabetes. So it's always good when you're taking a shot for diabetes that your blood sugar is going down. I have an appointment coming up in a week. They haven't done my glucose because it's every 3 months for, A1C. I should say my hemoglobin count for sugar. So there you go. This is what's been happening. I have had some constipation, which surprises me because I eat a very high fiber diet. I usually eat oatmeal, protein oatmeal in the morning. I have started taking 200 milligrams of magnesium citrate to help with that. That's what people on keto use that eat mostly meat because your body gets sluggish during this whole Mounjaro journey. Okay, you tend to have a tendency to uh, not digest as well as you normally would. Some people experience diarrhea, some people experience constipation, but most people I know experience constipation. I've gotten a lot better at doing the shot. I grab a little bit of fat, on the side over here and shoot it there. Don't even feel a thing, y'all. Can't feel nothing when you do it there. So it's a really good thing. And other than that, I can honestly say that I haven't had any problems. My biggest problem as far as taking the shot is remembering to take the shot, which is hilarious to me because I only do it once a week. And out of all the diabetes medication I have taken, supplements, I was on berberine. Berberine was great. I could not remember to take the 3 pills a day at meal times because I tend to eat off schedule. Um, and that was a real big problem while I was going through mourning of my dad's death and my other two parents, my in-laws. For that situation, I had gained 10 pounds, so I've almost gone back to my normal size now. 2 more pounds, and I'll look like I used to look. How's that for weight loss? I'm on the 2.5 milligrams right now, and I don't know if I'm going to move up to the 5. It depends on what happens this next week on this last shot. I have a tendency to drink wine, which is not a good thing when you have diabetes. I also have a tendency to eat snacks like chocolate and stuff like that. Last week I was really bad. This week, the only thing that I did that was totally off the wall is I ate some shrimp and fries at Culver's Sunday, which is I consider my cheat meal for the week. I think it's good to have a cheat meal so your body doesn't get locked into you eating less. Because I know I have ate less. I have a tendency to forget my meals. I don't. It's not that don't feel hungry. It's just I'm so busy. Sometimes I forget to eat, and that usually doesn't happen. I would say that's an unusual side effect. People say stuff to me which cracks me up, but it's true. A lot of people say, well, if you're taking the injection and you get off the injection, will you gain the weight back? And my answer to that is it's a diabetes medication. The side effect is weight loss. It's not a weight loss medication. Okay. In other words, you will not have the side effect if you stop taking the medication. It seems pretty logical, right? So if you haven't found another way of keeping the weight off, maybe by exercising more or whatever would be involved in you keeping the weight off, it's going to be hard to keep the weight off if you stop the injection. And that's kind of a sad situation any way you look at it. I mean, from my perspective, diabetes is a lifetime disease. Once you mess up your insulin resistance, or once your insulin processes in your body, you become insulin resistant and you probably stay insulin resistant. So anything that I take, metformin, any form of diabetes measure, like glipizide, you got to take that for the rest of your life. So even this injection, I don't see me getting off the injection. I am a little concerned about how you maintain your weight and whatnot when you get off of the 2.5 or 5.0 or whatever milligrams you're on. What does maintenance look like on this injection? If I take it for the rest of time, will I keep losing weight? I don't want to lose that much weight. I'm an older person, so older people have to be concerned. When you lose enough fat, all the wrinkles come in, and then they start saying you have Ozempic face and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, but it's a smaller concern. My bigger concern is the blood sugar situation. As my blood sugar was beginning to climb, and I was averaging around 141 glucose in the morning, which isn't really that bad. But when you wake up in the morning, that's like your smallest glucose. So I don't know what the rest of the day was looking like, probably a lot higher. I did wear a glucose monitor for a while, a few months back, and it was telling me that during the middle of the day, my sugar was highest. So even at 141 in the morning, I'm guessing that my sugar was probably getting up to 170 during the day. And it's just not good to have your sugar at that level. It's not good for your liver, especially get fatty liver from diabetes. Most people don't consider that. They think you can only mess up your liver by drinking and whatnot. But you can get fatty liver from, having high sugar. So I didn't want that. So I started thinking about it and I realized this was a good decision for me health wise. Plus, not carrying the extra weight that I have been carrying these last few months from my grief and whatnot helps my knees. When you're overweight, it hurts other things. It affects your metabolism, it affects your muscles and your joints. And I like to play pickleball. So occasionally, I mean, I don't play it every day or anything like that, but it's not good to have to keep running with, a lot of weight on your knees. I have bad knees because of the extra weight that I carry. I got arthritis in the knees. So it's been a good thing. I have felt better about my body. I haven't been able to complain about my knees hurting real bad, or the aches and pains in my back or anything like that. I think I sleep a little bit better. I expect that if I lose about 5 more pounds, that I will sleep a lot better because that'll be smaller than I was before. I may move to 5.0 if I find that my weight loss goes under 2 pounds a week. Right now, like I said, 3 weeks, 8.6. So it's just a little bit more than 2 pounds a week. The first week I lost a lot of water weight. I think it was water weight. Who knows? But anyway, so that's how the journey is going so far. I will keep you updated on how things are going. I got to go on a cruise in July, and it's July now. Today is the 2nd of July. Got to go on a cruise, and that's going to be interesting to see how, or I don't even know if I'll be on a 2.5 or 5 at that point. But it's going to be interesting because I eat a lot on cruises, how it's going to affect me. I hope that it slows down my appetite to the point where I don't gain a bunch of weight like I normally do. We'll see. But I appreciate you coming by and checking to see how I'm doing. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments and I will answer them because I always read the comments. So thank you for coming by and seeing how I'm doing. I appreciate that. I'm going to get off of here and go get my day done. Thanks a lot.